This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Woman gunned down in Linstead, second female shot in 2 days. Police were at the scene of a murder in Linstead, St. Catherine, where a woman was shot dead by gunmen on Friday evening. Information is still sketchy, but the news understands that a woman was shot dead in her community of Time and Patience about 7 p.m. She has been identified as Carleen Beadle, a well-known resident of Linstead. The killing follows the shooting and injuring of another woman in the same community of Time and Patience on Thursday. A police source says initial investigations indicate that the woman who was shot Thursday was a case of mistaken identity. It is understood that Beadle was the intended target. The gunman reportedly returned for her on Friday. Efforts to speak with Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers, head of the St. Catherine Police Division, proved futile up to publication time. Bread truck looted after accident on Spanish Town Road. A National Bakery truck was looted Thursday after it overturned along Spanish Town Road in St. Andrew. The truck was raided by residents of the nearby Riverton Meadows community as it lay along the roadway. 2 videos of the incident have been posted on social media. The St. Andrew South Police confirmed that there was an accident involving the truck. No injuries were reported. One video shows several people surrounding the truck, some taking bread while others forced their way inside. A woman was heard asking the people if they were going to destroy the bread truck. A woman, upon seeing someone recording the video, hid her face with a crocus bag she had in her hand. In the other video, a policeman is seen standing near the truck, but this didn't stop some people from stretching under it and taking bread. 17 people taken into police custody for suspected breaches of anti-gang legislation. 17 people, including 6 women, were taken into police custody on suspicion for breaches of the anti-gang legislation in Bounty Hall, Trelawney on Friday. According to the police, the arrest followed a cordon and search operation which spanned several hours, beginning at 4:30 a.m. in the community. A Smith & Wesson .40 pistol, which was found beneath a zinc at the back of a large family yard, was also seized during the operation. In addition, several cellular phones and 2 tablets were seized pursuant to investigations into breaches of the Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Special Provisions Act, the police said. The Jamaica Constabulary Force said it is firm in its stance to disrupt gangs, seize illegal firearms, and reduce violence. It further urged community members to report illegal activities to the police. Man suspected of defrauding Britain has bail extended. 28-year-old Sakina Farr, who is charged with 7 counts of obtaining goods by means of false pretense and a conspiracy to defraud, is to return to court on March 25 and 29 to answer to the charges. Farr also has his bail extended when he appeared in the Portland Parish Court on Thursday. He was charged on July 5, 2018, after British national Florence Anderson reported that her debit card had been used to make purchases without her knowledge and authorization. Prior to his arrest in 2018, the police said that Farr, a resident of Mount Pleasant district in Portland, was questioned about the gruesome killing of an elderly Briton couple, 74-year-old Hopton Anderson and 71-year-old Florence Anderson, but he was not charged with their murder. The Andersons, who resided in Mount Pleasant, were found dead on June 22, 2018, just days after filing a report with the police that more than $8 million had been stolen from their bank accounts. Their bodies were burnt and their house set ablaze. A post-mortem concluded that the couple had also been shot. Cabby held in hit-and-run death weeps in court. A taxi driver implicated in last month's Washington Boulevard hit-and-run could not hold back his tears yesterday when he appeared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. The 42-year-old accused, Godfrey Graham, who was a picture of remorse and dejection on his first appearance in court, struggled to keep his stares at bay and was observed staring into the ceiling. However, during his bail application, he broke down after he saw his sister crying and sniffling nearby. A female officer who seemed moved by Graham's tears offered him a piece of tissue to wipe his tears, which kept flowing as the application proceeded. In the end, the St. Andrew father of two was offered $700,000 bail by Parish Judge Jacqueline Wilcott after a convincing application by his lawyer, Anthony Williams. Graham was charged with manslaughter, failing to report an accident within 24 hours, and failing to stop, stemming from an incident in which Philanthropy, 42, of Titcairn Valley in Red Hills, St. Andrew, died after she was hit by his car on January 27. It is alleged that Graham sped off in his car and did not stop when he was hit along the roadway in the vicinity of Washington Boulevard and Aldine Drive in St. Andrew. But Williams in his application told the court that his client was not speeding and that the light was on green when the accident occurred. He also explained that the reason why his client did not stop was that he was very traumatized. He was in such a confused state that any normal human being would be in, having hit a pedestrian, Williams said. According to the attorney, Graham contacted him within hours of the accident, and he in turn contacted the police. The police had no clue, they had no idea who was the driver of that vehicle. It would have taken them some days, possibly months, to find out, he emphasized. Williams said that after making contact with the police, he informed the officer that his client was very traumatized and had to seek medical attention. And he was diagnosed, and the medical shows that he was shaken up. He had some disorientation in time and place and was in no position to answer questions, and the police were informed that he was under medical care, said Williams, while explaining that he later arranged for his client to turn himself in after he was treated and came to his senses and realization. He further told the judge that his client had no previous conviction and that he had cooperated extensively with the police and is a fit and a proper candidate for bail. Additionally, Williams submitted that, although the offense is serious, bail should not be withheld as a punishment. The prosecution indicated that it was not opposed to bail but asked for conditions to be attached. Before the judge ruled on the application, Williams further suggested that in light of all the circumstances, the prosecution should review the failing to report and stop charges. But the judge told him that it is fact that his client did not stop, so what he can do is present his case for mitigation. The judge in the meantime ordered Graham to refrain from driving any more public passenger vehicles for 1 year for his own safety and that of his passengers as a part of his bail condition. He was also ordered to surrender his travel documents with a stop order in place at all ports and to report 3 times weekly at the Matilda's Corner police station. Graham is to return to court on March 25. Witchcraft candles and a gun seized in scamming raid. A submachine gun and several items believed to be used in scamming were seized during a police military operation in Chantilly Gardens, Westmoreland on Thursday. 3 persons suspected to be major players in lottery scamming were taken into custody. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigation. The police report that the operation started shortly after 5 a.m. and that 3 premises were searched. A Beretta submachine gun, cell phones, laptops, and an amount of cash were found at one, while lit candles believed to be used in the act of witchcraft were found at the others. The police say the candles were all scented and labeled as clearance oil, compellence oil, and other potions, and used by lottery scammers to assist them in their swindling operations. Several high-end vehicles, cell phones, laptops, and lead sheets with telephone numbers, addresses, and personal information of persons living overseas were also seized. The suspects were transported to St. James for questioning. When contacted, the Westmoreland police told the news that they were not prepared to comment on the operation, which they say was not coordinated from within the parish. Health Ministry says hospitals should consider resuming normal services. The Ministry of Health has instructed the 4 regional health authorities to examine the operations of their hospitals with a view to resuming select health services. In January, the ministry activated emergency mode at hospitals, cutting some services as COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations arose. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie says as bed occupancy numbers decline and the staff who were ill return to work, hospitals should consider resuming some services while continuing to manage COVID-19 patients. She says each hospital should assess its ability to reintroduce normal health services where possible. Man pleads guilty to killing 8-year-old stepson. A 41-year-old man who was charged in 2020 with killing his 8-year-old stepson after the child's mother ended their relationship pleaded guilty on Friday in the Supreme Court. Archester Rose pleaded guilty to the murder of 8-year-old Galen Buchanan. He is to be sentenced on April 1. Prosecutors reported that in January 2020, Rose took his stepson from a house on Penwood Road in Kingston after the boy's mother ended their relationship. He admitted to tying up the boy and dumping him in the sea in East Kingston. Galen's body was found floating in the harbor on January 23, 2020. Rose was held a few days later in Trelawney. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.